The Himalayan region, home to breathtaking beauty, is once again teetering on the brink. Tensions between India and Pakistan, nuclear-armed neighbors with a history of conflict, have escalated dramatically. The trigger? A horrific attack in Indian-administered Kashmir. On April 22, 2025, gunmen stormed a pilgrimage site in Pahalgam, killing 26 innocent people. Most of the victims were Hindu pilgrims. This act of violence sent shockwaves through India and reignited the flames of animosity that have long simmered between the two nations. India wasted no time in pointing fingers at Pakistan. They accused their neighbor of harboring the terrorists responsible for the attack. Pakistan, in turn, vehemently denied any involvement and called for a neutral investigation. The accusations and denials did little to calm the storm. Instead, they fueled a dangerous cycle of escalation. India responded swiftly and decisively. They severed diplomatic ties, suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, and imposed crippling trade restrictions. Pakistan, unwilling to back down, retaliated in kind. Both sides flexed their military muscle, deploying troops and conducting military exercises along their shared border. The line of control, a volatile dividing line that has witnessed countless skirmishes, became a tinderbox. The world watched with bated breath, fearing a repeat of the horrors that have plagued the region for decades. Would India and Pakistan, locked in an embrace of animosity, once again succumb to the allure of war? The stakes couldn't be higher. The consequences of a full-blown conflict between these nuclear-armed rivals would be catastrophic, not just for the region, but for the entire world. To understand the current crisis, we must delve into the tangled web of history that binds India and Pakistan. The seeds of conflict were sown in 1947, when British India was partitioned into two independent nations, India and Pakistan. The partition, marred by violence and displacement, left the princely state of Kashmir in limbo. Both India and Pakistan claimed the Muslim-majority region, leading to the first of three wars between the two countries. The Kashmir dispute remains unresolved to this day, a festering wound that continues to poison relations between India and Pakistan. The line of control, a de facto border that divides Kashmir, is a constant reminder of their shared history of conflict. Over the years, there have been countless attempts to find a peaceful solution, but all have ended in failure. The dispute is further complicated by the presence of militant groups operating in the region. These groups, some of whom seek independence for Kashmir, while others aim to merge it with Pakistan, have carried out numerous attacks on Indian security forces and civilians. India accuses Pakistan of providing sanctuary and support to these groups, a charge that Pakistan denies. The Kashmir dispute is not the only source of tension between India and Pakistan. They have also clashed over issues such as water sharing, cross-border terrorism, and the legacy of their shared past. These unresolved issues have created an atmosphere of mistrust and suspicion, making it difficult to build lasting peace. Both India and Pakistan possess formidable military forces. India, with its larger economy and population, has a clear advantage in terms of conventional military strength. They have a vast army, a powerful air force, and a growing navy. Pakistan, while outmatched conventionally, has sought to offset India's advantage by developing a sophisticated nuclear arsenal. Both countries are believed to possess a sizable stockpile of nuclear weapons, including tactical nuclear weapons designed for battlefield use. The introduction of tactical nuclear weapons into the equation has raised the stakes considerably. It has also raised fears of a nuclear conflict, even if such a conflict were to start as a conventional one. The risk of escalation is very real. In the fog of war, miscalculations can happen. A miscalculation, a misunderstanding, or a simple accident could have devastating consequences. The use of nuclear weapons, even on a limited scale, would have a catastrophic impact on the region and the world. The international community is keenly aware of the dangers posed by a potential conflict between India and Pakistan. They have repeatedly called for restraint and dialogue, urging both sides to avoid any actions that could lead to further escalation. However, given the history of mistrust and the unresolved issues that divide them, it remains to be seen whether these calls for peace will be heeded. The economic consequences of a war between India and Pakistan would be devastating. Both countries, already grappling with economic challenges, would see their economies plunge into recession. The conflict would disrupt global trade and supply chains, sending shockwaves through the global economy. India, a rising economic powerhouse, would face significant setbacks. Their booming IT sector, a major driver of economic growth, would be hit hard. Foreign investment, crucial for India's development, would dry up. Pakistan, already facing an economic crisis, would be pushed to the brink. Their fragile economy, heavily reliant on agriculture, would be crippled. The human cost of a conflict would be immeasurable. Millions of people would be displaced from their homes, becoming refugees in their own land. The fighting would result in countless casualties, both military and civilian. The use of nuclear weapons would have long-term health consequences for generations to come. The international community would be faced with a humanitarian crisis of unprecedented proportions. They would be forced to provide aid and assistance to millions of refugees. The economic and social costs of such a crisis would be staggering. The possibility of a war between India and Pakistan is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. It is a reminder that we must never take peace for granted and that we must always strive to resolve our differences through dialogue and diplomacy.